Good morning and welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. It is finally Friday. That's right. We're finally at the end of the week. The weekend's upon us. I've been told this is called Hollow Weekend. It's a weekend-long celebration of one of the most important holidays around, Halloween. And I know my co-host Randy is very excited. Are you dressing up this year, Randy? Oh, your mic is still off. She's dressing up as a muted microphone right now, or I should say a talk show host. There we go.
It was a mess. Yeah, I am. I'm, standard witch this year. I was a nun last year, but,
Well, I didn't realize there was a standard witch costume. Is there are different levels of witchery?
It's a really great big hat. And, I have a witch's dress and a wand and a broom and the whole thing.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be an incredible holiday for you. The kids are going to love it. You're going as the standard witch, right?
I am super excited. Yes, I'm hoping to show up at, we have our guest on today about the Nosferatu screening that Swamp is one of the sponsors for.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm hoping to show up there in costume. So, you'll see me as a standard witch.
Well, okay. All right. We're looking forward to that. Okay, Randy, we want to thank everyone who's watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube this morning. We're here every morning about 10 a.m. Just about any day HCC is in session during the weekdays. And they can also catch us on HCCTV and in social media as well, Randy.
Yep. And we're on at, I'm sorry, I just lost my link again. I don't know, Todd, you're carrying this one for me today.
Okay, noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Noon, 5, and 10 p.m. All right, so we're on there, and you can find us in social media as Houston Community College District. So there's a lot of HCCs out there, but only one Houston Community College District. Okay, all right, Randy, I'll let you figure out what you need to find. And we'll introduce the guest you're going to interview. I think you know him. Michael Flanagan is the HCC Drama Instructor, and he's the director of Dance Nation, which is coming up next month, right, Michael? Well, your mic is off too. We're off to a good start.
Next week actually is it shows up Thursday.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's already next month is next week. Yeah, we're already into November. Wow. Right. Okay. All right. Well, Michael, we're looking forward to hearing all about that. Randy will be with you shortly, and we'll hear all about the production, which starts next month and next week as well. So keep that in mind. All right. We're going to kick things off right now. It is Hollow Weekend. A lot of events happening around town. One of the most important ones happening on Halloween night with a 100th anniversary screening of Nosferatu. Here to talk about the screening is Maureen McNamara. And Maureen, you are the co-founder and director of the Friends of River Oaks Theater. Good to have you with us. We're going to talk about the organization, but first off, 100 years of Nosferatu. This, at least in my opinion, this is the movie that really started it all for the horror movies.
Well, thanks a lot for having me. I just want to say, first of all, to Randy that the costume contest at the screening is for vampires only, so witches will be disqualified.
Oh, wow. Standard witch doesn't sound like she's going too far with this one. She's wearing a hat. I don't really see her winning anyway. So.
Oh, come on.
It sounds like she's going to wear a hat. That's it. There you go. I got the witch's hat. I'm done. So
she's got the broom too. She's got the broom.
So let's talk about Nosferatu, because they're celebrating 100 years. As I mentioned, this is kind of like a big deal, but this film is huge when it comes to an iconic film.
That's right. It is. And the film is a silent film. And it has a live score that we have a live musician who's going to be scoring the film. And we're trying to put a contemporary spin on it. So the musician is actually a contemporary electronic musician.
Oh, that would be cool. Okay, so that's happening. Let's talk about the basic details. When is it? Where is it? We know it's on Halloween night, but where can people screen this? How do they get tickets? All that stuff.
Okay, well, thanks for asking. So the Friends of River Oaks website is www.saveriveroakstheater.org. And it is, tickets are available there. We're also doing a blood drive because, not just vampires need blood.
Right.
There are a lot of other people, especially being in the medical center capital of the world, that need your blood. So
right.
We're doing that earlier in the day in front of the River Oaks Theater from 4 to 7, and you can sign up. There's a link on our website also to sign up for that if you like to lose 2 pints instantly, lose weight instantly.
You can give blood and get a ticket, or you can buy the tickets.
Or you can buy the tickets, right? So the film is actually being screened. It's a rooftop cinema screening on the rooftop of the garage across the street from the theater.
Okay, that's cool. So it's going to be across the street from River Oaks, near, I guess, the bookstore and the shopping center. Exactly.
So the blood drive coach will be in front of the theater, and then the actual screening with the costume contest, the live score, and we're also doing screening 3 local filmmakers' horror shorts that have been chosen. Yeah.
Okay. And with this, once again, supports River Oaks, but the film itself, tell us a bit about the history of the film as you know it. Now, from what I understand, this film was almost lost forever.
Well, it was almost lost forever. So the film was actually not, it's based on the original Dracula story, but it was an unofficial, they were not really given permission to use the story. So the prints were destroyed, and somehow, just like the River Oaks Theater, it was resurrected. And the prints, now the film has survived somehow over 100 years. Now 100 years, and is screening on Monday night for rooftop outdoor screening at the River Oaks. We do also have a rain location. I wanted to mention that just in case. We live in Houston.
So there is a contingency plan for rain. Interesting enough, I remember seeing the movie itself years ago, but also the movies made about the movie, because there were a few movies made about the making of Nosferatu.
That's right.
One of them was with William Dafoe, and it was about the actor who played Nosferatu, who apparently was about as wacky as they come, who actually thought he was Nosferatu. I think his name was Max Schreck. And what a strange story. Did you get a chance to see that as well?
We should have done a double feature. That used to play at the River Oaks Theater regularly, and it always was a huge, huge hit.
Yeah. It's a great movie. You should check that out as well. Okay. Friends of River Oaks, big things happening. The theater is on its way to being resurrected. Any ideas? What's going on with it? What's it going to be called? Is it going to be, I heard something about maybe they're going to have a restaurant inside of it. What do you know? What can you tell us?
So what we know is that the theater is being renovated. Right now, the theater is still in the possession of the landlord. It's not it hasn't been turned over yet. The landlord is doing their work. So they're looking at doing really basic ADA and, related type stuff. The theater has a bunch of scaffolding in it right now. But it should be turned over shortly, like in the next several weeks. And then there'll be kind of a long effort probably to renovate the theater and restore the theater. And there's work looking for funding for restoration projects, grants, and things like that. And one of the best people in the city who does restoration stuff is looking at the theater right now. So
right now it sounds like it's still a moving target as far as a reopening date, all that stuff. And
that's
so
right.
really they've got to get the construction going on the inside to redo the place, right?
Right. So Friends of River Oaks is doing what we're calling our mobile movie palace events, which this Nosferatu screening is one of. And the intention is really to support the theater and keep the theater in the hearts and minds of the community while we're, waiting for the resurrection of the theater.
Well, I got to admit, I loved River Oaks Theater in the last few years that it was around, operating, went there many times with my late wife, and it was certainly one of our most favorite places. So I'm glad to see it eventually will be open, and I commend you guys on the work you've been doing to carry the torch for really a very historic location in the city of Houston.
Yeah, thanks. It's a special place, and it's really been for many, many, many years a kind of central hub for the film community and film tourism, and really for incubating great filmmakers from Houston, like Richard Linklater, Wes Anderson, and so many others. So.
Well, we're looking forward to getting back in there soon. Maureen McNamara, we appreciate you being on the show, co-founder and director of Friends of River Oaks Theater. We will have the website where people can buy tickets. Once again, it's Monday night, 7:30. The doors open. 8 p.m. is the show of Nosferatu. Thanks for being here. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Maureen, thank you. All right, we're going to move on to Randy. Randy, take it away, because there's a big production going on here at HCC next week.
I'm super excited. Michael Flanagan, HCC instructor and director of our fall production, Dance Nation. Welcome back to the show, Mike. So
Thanks
you're directing a Pulitzer-Prize winning play. So tell me all about it. Give me all the deets.
Sure. It is. It's a Pulitzer-Prize nominated. It was a finalist in 2019, called Dance Nation by Clare Barron. It's kind of a memory play about a group of 13-year-old dancers who are figuring out how to match competitive dancing with friendship, and they're not always so successful in that. It's a really fun play that kind of came out of the playwright's struggles with how to take up space in the world. A great example she gave was when she was entering playwright competitions, she would feel like when she lost, it was okay. She didn't really deserve it, while her male friends felt like they deserved it and they were angry when they didn't get it. So she kind of took that and turned it into this dance competition story that's a whole lot of fun and really interesting.
Now, it's November 3rd through 5th at 7:30 at HCC Central, right?
Yes, at Theater One.
And tickets are?
Tickets are free, and they're available on the idloom link that I provided. It's a big, complicated URL, but if you Google idloom, IDLOOM, Dance Nation HCC, it'll show up right at the top of that search.
Nice. I love me a free show.
Yeah.
So certainly as a woman who's entered competition and done theater for decades, I thought her insights were really interesting and so on point. So, I don't know, how did you as a male director kind of approach this material that she felt really strongly about?
The first thing I did after I read it over the summer, as I was looking for plays to potentially direct, was I gave it to my wife, Melanie, and said, hey, give this a read. I'd like to direct it, but I don't know if I should. And she read it and said, yes, absolutely direct this. And then the next step, once we got into production, was in casting. There are 7 women and 2 men in the show. And for a lot of the scenes involving a lot of these stories and these kind of examples of women struggling and taking up space in competition, it was a lot of listening. It was just kind of taking in the experiences of the young women that we've cast in the show and basing scenes on that. And so that my role kind of became finessing the acting portion and the blocking and kind of encouraging them, creating an environment where everybody felt free to open up and talk about it and use whatever they've experienced in the play. So it was similar in many ways to what I've directed in the past, but in a lot very different. And we all had a great time and continue to have a great time working on it.
Well, I think it's so important that you took that approach to it and that you thought carefully about it. Like, I think that's so telling of you as both an instructor and a director, that that's the approach that you took. And so kudos to you. But the cast is excited, I'm assuming. So what can you tell me about them and the choreographer and the choreography?
The cast is extremely excited. They've been an absolute pleasure to work with. It's a very, the way we put it is, it's got adult language and adult content. So it might not be for everyone necessarily. There's nothing horrific. It's just some scenes here and there where 13-year-old girls talk like 13-year-old girls actually talk. And they've had a great time committing to that and treating it like professionals. There's most of the cast is in the drama program studying to go out and audition and become actors. So they're really kind of using this very contemporary, award-nominated and award-winning play to explore their abilities with monologues and with scenes and having a great time. Our choreographer, Julie Rubio, is an HCC alum from the dance program that we were able to bring on board through some connections to the dance program, which means she's been fantastic. She knows what HCC students do and what they're like. And so she was able to dive right in. And we've got some really exciting, great dance numbers as part of this whole play that look fantastic, even though most of the cast aren't dancers. They're not studying to be dancers, but they're great at it.
Oh, that's terrific. And it's always nice when you get a homecoming with an alum. That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, this is it. You're back in the theater post-COVID. How is that?
It's fantastic. The last time I directed in the theater was about a year ago, and it was for a production that we were going to film and make available online, as so many productions everywhere did during COVID. And then last semester, we were able to have both HCC productions, have an audience come in. And this semester is the first time I'm directing something that gets a live audience. So I'm really looking forward to sitting in the theater with a live audience, really for the first time since 2019, and enjoying something that I worked on with HCC students and directed and taught and had a great time with, but also getting to experience live and in person with people.
Well, I started my career as an off-Broadway production stage manager, so there's nothing like that little moment before the curtain opens when you can feel the electricity of the audience. So it must be so great to be back in the theater. Yeah. And you have a great space, too, to work with. So you have more productions coming up, right?
Yes, the drama program as a whole has several productions coming up. Beginning the weekend after our show. November is kind of drama month for us. Beginning after our show on November 10th, 11th, and 12th, we've got a production of The Misanthrope by Moliere at Northeast Codwell campus. And then just before Thanksgiving break at Stafford, we've got a production of The Frogs by Aristophanes.
Wow, you guys are busy.
Yeah.
So you're going to do Dance Nation, you're going to finish it. What's next on the agenda for Michael Flanagan?
Sleep at some point is kind of the very next thing that's on the list, because it's been a lot of relatively late nights in getting this put together. And then in the spring, we're looking at another production at Central of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, which will be a very different experience from Dance Nation, also a whole lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, I love Midsummer Night's Dream. That's one of my favorites. Why did you pick it?
I was in the mood for an all-out comedy, and that one is one of my favorite comedies that many years ago I was in, but I've never directed and have always wanted to, and it seemed to fit the block, and it'd be a nice transition from a contemporary adult play to all-out Shakespearean comedy. And of course, our students, we always try to give them some Shakespeare before they graduate and go out there. And the last Shakespeare I directed was in 2019 when we did Measure for Measure. So this will be another dip into the Shakespeare pond.
You seem to like a good Shakespeare comedy.
Yeah, I think one of the things about Midsummer Night's Dream is it's a laugh riot. It's not difficult to access, and when people who don't know Shakespeare see it, I've talked to many people who went into shows like that and thought, I'm not going to understand a thing, and they laugh the whole time through it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for our students and our audience.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it. If there's something I can do to help, let me know.
I will.
It's
Thank you.
literally one of my favorites. I mean, how can you go wrong with an ass's head?
Right.
You just can't.
You can't.
You know, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. The man's a donkey. It's great. Well, thank you so much, Michael. I'm really looking forward to Dance Nation. I'm hoping to make it down there. And remember, tickets are free, which is awesome, but also starring some great talent, which, you know, is super exciting to see these guys before they graduate. So one quick, if you have one favorite moment in this show, what is it?
Oh, there's so many. I think my favorite moment in the show is there's a very intimate moment between two of the dancers after one of them has failed miserably at the competition, and the other dancer is talking about being able to fly. There's kind of a magical realism element to the play, and she talks about how she can fly and has been flying around at night and that kind of thing. And then she steps into her adult self and talks about how she forgot how to fly. And as a kid, she could do it. And when she became an adult, she lost that ability. And it's so poignant and lovely. And the actors do great work with the scene. It's absolutely one of my favorites in the play.
Well, thanks for being with us, Michael. We're really looking forward to it and to Midsummer Night's Dream and everything you guys are up to in the drama department.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you both. We got a few announcements to go through, Randy, and let's see. The first one, it's tonight. A big event. Are you going to Bedichek Orman?
I am not. I have kid duty tonight. It is scout night at my house, but prom night sounds so much better.
Yeah. It's prom night at Bedichek Orman's auction. Happens tonight at the West Houston Institute. And the theme is high school prom. Guests are encouraged to dress in their prom night attire. But if you can't join, you can still bid on items in their
And I am bidding via mobile bidding on the silent auction. Check it out. The link is in the post.
Okay.
And bid. There's some great stuff on the auction there.
Yeah. Wine packages, gift baskets, HCC VIP parking spaces, all that and more you can bid on, and all the money goes to enriching the faculty, correct?
Yes, which is great. It's great, a great way to help HCC faculty help our students achieve, and so I can't make it, but I am bidding at the silent auction, which thank God for our phones.
Good. So check the link in our post after the show, and we'll give you all the information you need to know. There's a League of Innovation Excellence Awards that are going on right now where you can nominate someone.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Nominations are being accepted for the 2022 League for Innovation Excellence Awards for community college faculty, staff, and leaders whose work has impacted the lives of students and their communities. And 2 faculty for teaching and 2 staff for leadership will be selected. And those deadlines are Tuesday, November 1st. So if you know somebody who's a great leader, who's really impacting the life of the students, nominate them. The info for nomination and everything else is in the post after the show.
Okay, and Small Business Success Series, they've got a free event. It's online through Zoom where you can watch HCC Small Business Success Series. It's continuing its ongoing free 2-hour Zoom sessions in partnership with Wells Fargo. Check them out. 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays through November the 10th. We'll have a link in our post after the show so you can sign up for that. And you can also become a civic trustee if you've ever wished to do so. That's right.
Our HCC Community Learning is offering online workshops to help you find no blame, practical problem solving, government decision making, and city leadership roles without running for office. So you can learn all about that 9 a.m. to noon, Mondays through December 12th. It's virtual. Check the link after the show for our leadership and problem solving HCC Community Learning offering.
All-Star Series. They got a lot going on at Central College. They got the production starting next week, and they've got a dunk contest, 3-on-3, HCC Central having an all-star shootout. Happens 1 to 3 p.m. Monday, November 14th. That's the dunk contest. And then 1 to 3 p.m. Wednesday, November 16th, the 3-on-3. If you'd like to participate, we'll have an email address in our post after the show. Okay. Fall is running out. Your time to sign up for fall classes are literally, going away each day, but you can still sign up for a very shortened time length to get some credit hours in. And I guess these are accelerated courses, but you still got to jam all those hours in, right?
Yeah, you just meet more frequently.
Okay, so you can still do it. 5 ways to learn. 2 of them are completely online. 2 of them hybrid. 1 of them is in person. Go to hccs.edu/apply for your registration needs. Okay, for Film Friday, another special treat. We'll creep in with the Ghost Tours of Galveston Island. I guess that's coming up on Monday, and it's also Mental Health Day.
Well, after all that candy, we're going to need all the mental health we can get. And Mental Health Monday, we've got the nonprofit organization Change Happens coming back to talk about its programs, educating and enriching our youth, and housing displaced families. Great organization. Super excited to see them again.
All right. All that and more happening Monday, which is Halloween. Don't ask about costumes.
Yes.
We're not wearing them on the show.
I have a broom, a dress, a hat, potion bottles. I've got stuff. I'm not just putting on a hat, Sean.
She's a standard witch. It's a standard
witch. Standard witch with all of the stuff.
Very unimaginable. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah.
I could have gone as a pregnant nun. I just thought, no.
That would have been good. I would have liked that. Yeah. All right. Randy, thanks for being here this morning. We'll see you next week. All right. Thank you all for joining us. And we will see you Monday live, 10 a.m. for Up to the Minute.